Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
I have a lot in common with the president in that we both ran on repealing Obamacare. Conservatives across the country, we won in 2010, 14, and again in 16 on repealing Obamacare. So I think that brings us all together. And I think Paul Ryan's plan, one, won't fix the problems. I think it will continue to allow the insurance premiums to skyrocket. And I just don't think it really fixes the problems. And we didn't run on replacing Obamacare with Obamacare Light. So I'm a no vote and will continue to be.
And of course, that was Senator Rand Paul being very vocal, continuing his campaign of opposition to what he's calling Obamacare Light. He's absolutely right. Millions of Americans across the country voted for a majority Republican ticket based on the promise of an Obamacare repeal. And this is their big chance. They've got the president, Republican president there, and they're in control of both houses. And it's time to do something and actually make a mark that's going to let the American people know that they're listening, they're paying attention, and they're not just going to keep selling them down the road, kicking the can down the street, what have you. So just to let you know what a struggle this is to overhaul Obamacare, it's being dubbed Obamacare Light. They're rushing through just to try to ram this and make a big move here in these, final hours, and they're doing it all wrong because they're missing some things. They are not dotting their I's, crossing their T's. Millions of veterans now could be ineligible to receive tax credits under the Republican health care plan. Is this by design or is it just by a mistake here? So late Monday night, leadership staff released the 22-page technical amendment. And in their haste, they introduced language that could keep as many as 7 million veterans from participating in the GOP healthcare plan. Now, the Washington Examiner is reporting that under the original bill, service members could receive tax credits from the government so long as they were not enrolled already in the Veterans Affairs program. So they were eligible for both, but they had to choose one. Basically, they could not double dip. But now this is the language that kind of said you're eligible for both, but you've got to choose, that has been struck from the bill. Now retired service members qualify only if they are not eligible for any other type of government health care. Wow. So this is basically, with this new language, it can force millions of veterans to rely on the VA for their health care, whether they want it or not. That is absolutely ridiculous, totally unacceptable. Donald Trump has made no bones about the VA system. He called it absolutely unacceptable. So now in your haste, you're going to force millions of veterans to have to go to the VA before it's even been overhauled. Absolutely ridiculous. We hear way too many horror stories of what veterans are dealing with when they try to go to the VA. We're going to be interviewing some veterans this week to talk to us a little bit about just that, what they are facing. And this is something that the veterans have experienced before. When Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law initially, service members and veterans were susceptible to the penalties for violating the individual mandate. And that wasn't even fixed until Republicans had to force a vote on exempting them. So hopefully Republicans are likely going to correct this little issue in the House Rules Committee or on the floor. But while we've got all of that going on, while our veterans are going to be forced to not be able to qualify for this if they qualify for government health care, illegal immigrants might be able to gain access to federal health care insurance coverage. That's because a provision that would have allowed the Treasury Department to access data at the Department of Homeland Security to verify that healthcare tax credits went only to U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents, not to illegal immigrants, has been dropped from the bill. And it was dropped after the Senate parliamentarian determined that the committee that handles the tax credits under the bill doesn't have purview over the Department of Homeland Security. So Republican Representative Lou Barletta actually said he could no longer support the bill, citing this obscure provision. He said the bill lacks sufficient safeguards to verify whether or not an individual applying for this health care can do it, whether they're legally allowed to do so. So once again, we are seeing how our veterans are getting the shaft while people who are here to game the system are going to access health care. Let's take a listen to Rand Paul's prediction.
I think there are enough conservatives in the House to bring this to a halt. And my prediction is that Ryan will pull the bill within the next 24 hours, or he'll take a vote and he'll lose. At that point, conservatives will have earned a seat at the table, and then we can negotiate on a real repeal, and we should replace it with market forces that bring the price of insurance down.
I am very proud to announce the introduction of the highest quality Infowars Biome Defense Probiotic. We wanted to come out with the largest spectrum of high quality known probiotics that have been proven to improve overall digestion and health and detoxification in the body. Biome Defense is an exclusive blend of 50 billion live and active cultures from over 23 different probiotic strains that are known to support digestion and intestinal function. Our researchers are confident that we have been able to develop what will be the leading probiotic on the market. Secure your Biome Defense in ultra strength or regular strength at InfoWarsLife.com today and get started supporting your digestive system naturally. We've been testing this formula for years, but this is the limited first run to the public, so please take advantage of it today. Support your own health and support the InfoWar.